Aston Martin is heading toward a very uncertain period, and Lance Stroll seems to be at the center of the storm. The Canadian driver has been under immense pressure lately, and his body language and attitude suggest he might not be fully committed to the sport anymore. His future in Formula One has been a topic of discussion for years, but now, with key changes happening in Aston Martin, the possibility of him leaving has never been higher. If he does leave, the big question is, who will replace him? Lance Stroll has been a part of Formula One since 2017. His journey has been unusual because, unlike most drivers who fight their way through different teams, Stroll has had the luxury of racing for a team owned by his father, Lance Stroll. This has allowed him to remain in the sport despite inconsistent performances. While he has shown moments of brilliance, his results do not place him among the top drivers on the grid. In the 2023 and 2024 seasons, Stroll's struggles became more evident. Fernando Alonso, his Aston Martin teammate, consistently outperformed him. Alonso scored podiums and fought for strong finishes, while Stroll found himself in the middle of the pack, or sometimes even outside the points. This performance gap has raised concerns about whether Stroll truly belongs in Formula One or if he is only there because of his father's influence. One of the biggest indicators that Stroll might not be fully invested in Formula One is his behavior during race weekends. He has been seen showing frustration with his engineers, sometimes responding with short, dismissive comments over the team radio. His body language in the paddock often appears uninterested or irritated. Former Haas team principal Gunther Steiner even commented that Stroll never looks happy and does not seem to enjoy racing. This is not the attitude of someone who dreams of becoming a world champion. Rumors have been circulating that Stroll has been exploring other racing options. He was recently seen testing a rally car in a private session. While this could mean nothing, it might also be a sign that he is considering a switch to a different racing discipline. Rallying is a completely different challenge from Formula One, requiring a unique set of skills. If Stroll is serious about this, it might suggest that his passion for Formula One is fading. This is not the first time Stroll has shown interest in other sports. Growing up, he played tennis and had a strong passion for it. While it's too late for him to switch to professional tennis, motorsport has many other categories that he could explore. Another factor that makes this situation interesting is that Lance Stroll has invested heavily in Aston Martin's Formula One project. He has attracted some of the biggest names in the sport, including Adrian Newey, one of the most respected designers in F1 history. If Newey has a strong say in team decisions, he might not want to waste his talent on a driver who lacks passion. Newey is known for designing championship-winning cars. He has worked with some of the greatest drivers in the sport, including Sebastian Vettel, Max Verstappen, and Lewis Hamilton. His move to Aston Martin signals that the team has serious ambitions. However, there are doubts about whether he would want to work with a driver who does not seem fully committed. Reports suggest that Newey has had private conversations with Lance Stroll about the future of the team's driver lineup. If he pushes for a change, it could be the final sign that Lance Stroll's time in Formula One is coming to an end. Mike Crack, the Aston Martin team principal, has defended Stroll, insisting that he has the mentality of a champion. Crack claimed that during the 3-week break, Stroll contacted him, asking if he could drive an older car because he wanted more time behind the wheel. While this suggests that Stroll still enjoys driving, it does not necessarily mean he has the determination required to fight at the highest level. If Stroll does leave, Aston Martin will need a replacement. Several names could be considered. One possibility is Mick Schumacher, who is currently a reserve driver for Mercedes. Schumacher, the son of 7-time world champion Michael Schumacher, has been looking for an opportunity to return to the grid after losing his seat at Haas. Another option is Felipe Drugovich, who won the Formula 2 championship in 2022 and has been part of Aston Martin's development program. Drugovich has been waiting for a chance to prove himself in Formula One, and this could be his best opportunity. Aston Martin could also look at experienced drivers who are currently without a seat, such as Daniel Ricciardo or Valtteri Bottas. Ricciardo has struggled in recent years, but he has race-winning experience and could be a strong partner for Alonso. Bottas, meanwhile, is a reliable driver who has spent years working alongside Lewis Hamilton at Mercedes. Another bold move would be citing a young talent from Formula 2 or another junior category. Teams like McLaren and Red Bull have benefited from promoting young drivers, and Aston Martin could follow this strategy. But this would be a risk, as an inexperienced driver might struggle to perform immediately. Former Ferrari technical director Enrico Cardile has also joined. With such a strong engineering team, Aston Martin has the technical foundation to compete for championships. But the driver lineup remains a major concern. Fernando Alonso is a two-time world champion with 32 career race wins. He extracted the maximum possible performance from the Aston Martin car in 2024, finishing 9th in the standings. But he will be 44 years old by 2026, and there are questions about whether he can still perform at the highest level. Newey has privately expressed doubts about Alonso's ability to maintain his performance as he gets older. While Alonso has defied expectations before, time catches up with every driver. Lance Stroll's performance in 2024 did not meet expectations. He finished in the points only 6 times, while Alonso did so 14 times. Stroll's best finish was 6th place, whereas Alonso's best result was 5th. Stroll also retired from 2 races, had 1 classified finish outside the points, and failed to start 1 Grand Prix. He did not secure any podiums, pole positions, or fastest laps. These numbers highlight a clear gap between he and Alonso. Adrian Newey reportedly does not believe Stroll is good enough for Aston Martin's long-term ambitions. He admired Stroll during his F3 days, but now seems to have changed his opinion. According to reports, Aston Martin is actively pursuing Max Verstappen for 2026. Some sources claim they are even informing potential sponsors that Verstappen will be part of the team. If Aston Martin secures Verstappen, one of their current drivers will have to make way. Alonso signed a multi-year contract extension before the 2024 season, as did Stroll. If Verstappen joins, the team would need to decide whether to drop Alonso or Stroll. Given Newey's reported concerns about both drivers, Aston Martin might face a tough choice. Alonso's experience in racecraft remain valuable, but his age is a factor. Stroll's inconsistency is a bigger issue, and he does not appear to be progressing. If Stroll is replaced, Aston Martin will need to find a strong second driver to support Verstappen. The 2026 season will be highly competitive, with Ferrari, McLaren, and Mercedes all expected to be strong. Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton will lead Ferrari. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri will drive for McLaren, and Mercedes will have a young and ambitious lineup. To fight for the Constructors' Championship, Aston Martin needs 2 strong drivers. Having one driver regularly finishing outside the top 5 would hurt their chances. Some reports suggest Stroll is unhappy with his current situation at Aston Martin. He has not been able to find his rhythm in the car, and his feedback has not significantly helped the team improve. If he chooses to leave on his own, it could open the door for Aston Martin to bring in a stronger driver without the difficult decision of dropping him. Now, don't hesitate to comment down your thoughts on this situation. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well.